Do you want to do your PhD from out of India, from USA, from UK, or from European countries like Germany, Italy, and other places around the Europe? If that is your dream, and considering the fact of the brand value, then you must consider watching this video from start to the end, because in this video we're going to burst many myths regarding doing PhD abroad, and it's going to be an eye opener for you to understand what should be an ideal decision for you to do PhD in India or to do PhD abroad. The how to apply to foreign universities for doing PhD, step by step application process, which I'll animate later, or I'll put a PowerPoint later on in the video. But I want to know what are the steps of the processes in general, comparatively, maybe it's US, UK, or the European countries comparatively, and if there is any difference between these three places separately or in Asian universities, so you can shed light on this matter a little bit.
So to apply for colleges across different places, I think the major time that as an applicant we take is college shortlisting. So each university or each country has a different college application fee. For example, Europe don't have a college application fee when you talk about PhD application, but US there is an application fee. So if an applicant is looking from perspective that I want to apply to both the countries, or let's say 3-4 countries, he should be very judgmental about which college he wants to choose. So that comes a college shortlisting, and I think as a student we should spend a lot of time doing that. So college shortlisting should be divided into 3 parts, like which is a high achieved college, higher ranked colleges, middle colleges, and the lower colleges, or which is a safe college we say. So these acrossly takes around 2 to 2.5 months, and this should be done with thorough research. Like there should be a research done on, okay, are there enough labs where I want to rotate? Is the curriculum matches with what I want to do? Are the alumni placed in a field where I want to be placed? Like if you want to do industry, are there more alumni in the industry? If you want to do academia, are there more alumni who have gone forward to become professors? So this is an elaborative process, and it should be around 2.5 months, I would say, minimum of 2.5 months for college shortlisting. Second comes with the college shortlisting is once you have shortlisted the college, you should try to figure out, okay, let's say university A requires this documents. Do I have those documents? So normally the challenge what we face when we apply from India is during these documentation parts. Let's say when we have to apply for transcript. So different state universities have different timelines for, like, they give you a transcript in 30 days or 60 days or like after. So you should be very clear with this documentation. So once you have the college list, you go through every college and see which are the documents required. And once you know which are the documents required, you do the official process of applying through this document. So these documents include SOP, that is a statement of purpose or letter of motivation. Then you have your CV, and then you have to contact your recommendation, like people who want to give you recommendations, like at least 2 to 3 professors, and your transcript. Transcript is one we should take into consideration, because in India, like I have seen a lot of my friends struggling with that, because normally a lot of this university takes a little bit of time to get that document into process. So if you initiate the transcript process earlier also, it is good. So this will take you around 1.5 months to at least get the documents sorted, apply everything. So once you get the documents sorted, you apply. Normally the application window for most of the universities, if you are applied to the university portal, starts from October till April end. So this is the normal period of application for fall application. There are very few summer applications as well, but mainly I'm talking about fall applications. So from October to April. So during that time, you also do a lot of edits to your letter of motivation. You give to a lot of people to read your SOPs and letter of motivation to give the feedback. So third step would be revise your documents before application and application process. So application process also, I would say, start a month earlier. Let's say if your application deadline is October 1, start from September 1 to at least fill the details in the portal, because the portal has a lot of questions which I as a student also thought, okay, I will do it in one day, but it's not possible. There are a lot of small questions that you need to answer. The third is revision of the documents as well as application process. So once you have applied to the application process or to the graduate portal or anything, you have to wait for the decision. So this decision is very separate. So if you're applying directly to the university will tell you what their decision is by the end of February or starting of March. Or if you're applying directly to a professor, they will revert back to an email saying, okay, I'm interested. And then comes the fourth process of your application, which is one of the most important process, is the interview, preparing for the interview and the interview process itself. So preparing for the interview is again very simple. You have done your research on the college. You have done the research on what topic they're researching or what topic is the interest of the faculty. You go through that. You also work on your past research experience and prepare for the interview. So once you have done the interview and you have got the uh, got the application or got the application accepted, then it's a process of what we call a logistical phase of PhD application. That includes your visa, your other documents that is needed, visa, and also there's some travel insurance or health insurance concerns, some other documents, so and so, which is required. So that's a separate phase. That's a logistical phase. So there are 5 phases of application. First is college shortlisting. Second is documentation preparation. Third is revising documents and application. Fourth is interview preparation, and fifth is logistical phase. So these 5 phases I divide application process.
You explained it very well, very elaborately. Even without any note, taking the notes are easier, and I think most of the people can clearly see what you're explaining. It's very good. Next, I have 2-3 queries in this whole process as an applicant. If somebody is applying, for example, the shortlisting, as you said, the faster you try, the earlier that you do for the process of shortlisting, better for you, because that is where you should actually channel your energy and time. That is going to give you benefit later on. So I wanted to know is regarding the application process. As you said that there are many questions regarding application processes. So there are different universities, right? So are you looking at the almost similar kind of question in all those universities, or there are some differences in terms of questions, minor differences, or any major differences in terms of the question set that someone need to fill up?
Like question set in terms of application filling up?
Application.
Yeah, so question set in terms of application filling, there are different question sets for different application portals. So some might ask you, let's say, you have done a research in XYZ. Can you write me the detail of what you have done the research in 10,000 words? So that's a separate paragraph apart from your letter of motivation. And that you will not realize until and unless you start filling up the application. But someone might ask, okay, tell me, apart from your research, what have you done, let's say, in teaching purposes? Or some might ask, okay, we have a scholarship for international students. Can you write a paragraph or diversity statement about this paragraph? So these are different sets of questions which are present on the portal. And also, this application process becomes very easy if you're applying to a professor directly. Let's say you are a professor in a university and you are not entitled to any graduate school. I can directly shoot you an email saying that, okay, hello professors, I'm interested. That's what we call cold mail. So that's also becomes very important when you are not applying to the graduate portal, but you are applying directly to the university. So these are various different structures that are there in the application, and it also varies from country to country.
Okay, that is very okay. That's clear. So if somebody is applying directly to the university, majorly they need to deal with the professor, the lab head.
Exactly.
And if you are dealing with to a and for the research institutes, other than that, you need to apply through the portal. So through the portal takes longer time frame compared to the
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. One more question I had. Like you said that in the very first part that you need to shortlist universities, high, mid, safe. So these are based on the rank of the universities, the quality of the universities, or the cost structure of the university. How are we going for the rank, high, mid, and low that we talk?
Oh, yeah. So cost structure, I won't say, because normally what I suggest my all people that I tell is like, you should apply for PhD only if it is like giving you stipend. Because if you're going to a foreign land, you don't want to risk your financial background and say, I am going to pay. So cost structure was never an issue. When I say high, mid, and safe, so when you search for any university, let's say you search for University of Harvard, or you see that there is an acceptance rate they give you. Let's say 3.33, 3.34, because what I feel like, when the universities rank in top 100 of QS ranking, all the 100 universities are more or less somewhere or the other same. Like they have equal funding. So ranking doesn't matter that much. It's like, let's say for your department, or let's say for my department, developmental neuroscience, I had three colleges which is in the top: Harvard, Yale, and UCSF. And then there was colleges like Stanford, which is the same university, because the department was not that good enough in Stanford in my field. So based on the field, you should decide which is like higher, stronger, like higher rank, middle rank, and safe rank, because that then gives you a diverse range for you to apply. At least you get into a safe college, because you're going to invest a lot if you're applying to US. Like there is a hefty amount of money that you pay for application.
So that is really eye opener, because many times when the students are applying from here, they generally heard some names, right? As you said, the Stanford. But in you, as you give the example, Stanford, in your occasion, the research interest that you have is not that good in terms
Yeah,
of that. Yeah. So in that case, you should not choose the name Stanford just because it is Stanford. You choose
yeah, exactly,
whatever university XYZ which is good in the research field that you are applying to. That you should actually
exactly.
figure out. Yeah. So that is a really really important point that everyone should remember before applying. Yeah. So that is clear. And now one last question from this topic is that the application fee. And if somebody is applying, let's say applying for a stipend position, they are going to get funded program. But even if a person is under funded program, at least at this moment, if somebody from India trying to apply, they are having all the documents and everything, but how much cost they need to bear at the beginning in order to do all these things according to the requirement? A range might help.
I'll give you a descriptive range across like a few high spots in app world where application. Europe, you need zero money. If you're applying to Israel, you need zero money. If you're applying to Australia, there are some universities which need money. So I would say across 30 to 40,000 for Australia. If you're applying to UK, you need zero money again. If you're applying to US, if I select a range of 10 colleges that I applied to, you need around 80,000 rupees. So this is the range.
So these are in rupees that you're saying,
These
right?
are in these are in rupees. These are in rupees.
Okay. So Europe, Israel free, UK is also free.
Yes,
Yeah, for US there are places where 80,000 rupees, Australia some places 30 to 40,000 rupees. That
but
is
there is also one catch, that US might seem a very high number, like 80,000 rupees, but you also get like a waiver, application fee waiver, based on, like, since we are from India and we need to write another like paragraph saying that why we can't afford that much money, so which is called a financial explanation, and you get waiver from a lot of universities, so the cost reduces from like 80,000 to 40,000 maybe. So that's the thing.
okay. Okay. So that's okay. So near about, like, if in the maximum cases you need to go 30 to 40,000 maximum, otherwise most of the applications you can do it for free. That is,
Yeah.
yeah, that is the idea. Okay. So now if somebody is starting the application process, the total time frame from the start, the day the person is starting the process of application, till the day the person gets everything ready in hand. Okay, what will be the timeline? I'm going to start with the form fill up. So time point, let's say first is the form fill up, okay. Then the
Oh,
second one
yeah.
is the interview, okay. Even before form fill up, let's say the as you mentioned, that is searching for the universities, right? So search, let's start with the search, then form fill up, then interview, and then logistics and all those part, visa need to be taken care of, and then finally get into that foreign land and start the process. So these are the total 5 segment. So starting with the search, then form fill up, then interview, then logistics, then starting of the process in that country.
Okay, so I will tell you my timeline only because I can tell you that that's the best. So like I started from June. So June, July I spent vigorously on college shortlisting. And from July, August, and September, these 3 months, I have invested highly on my SOP. SOP, letter of motivation, getting my transcript, everything ready. So documentation part took a little bit more time for me because since I was in Germany, I had to coordinate with my Indian university and like German university both. So it took a little bit time for me, but and also like I took a little bit time for writing my SOP. So 3 months I gave for SOP. Uh, October was the time point. October was the month I started applying because I applied both in Europe and US. So I applied for both Europe and US. So there are a lot of colleges in Europe which has a deadline of October. So October to December 1st was my deadline for all the universities I applied from Europe as well as US because maximum US colleges have a deadline of either December 1 or December 15th. And then I had to wait. So I had to wait for till January end when they start sending you interview invites. So January end will be the interview invite. So by February mid you will get all the interview invites. Uh, your interview starts from February till March. So February till March, all the interview will be done. You will get the acceptance by March end. Normally, you have to accept by April 15th or April 25th. That's the deadline for accepting. Then you start a visa process. So visa process, if you see the current trend, normally people get visa appointments around this May, June, and they get the visa within July. So that's a different process because I applied my visa from Germany, so it was quick process for me. But what I see from here, it's like by July you will get your visa accepted, and once you get your visa accepted, then there are different like joining dates. But let's say, for example, for my joining date is September 1st, so I'll go in the foreign land like in September 1, and my classes starts from September 3rd. So that's the entire timeline. So it's roughly takes around, I would say, like from application process, like from preparing and documents to joining, it roughly takes around one full year.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
This is
Okay. One thing I missed out regarding the our understanding of the PhD abroad is the age limit in terms of application for a PhD applicant.
there's no age limit. I would say I have seen people who have applied for PhD even in the age of 28, 30. So yeah, I don't know example beyond 30,
No, is there
but yes,
anything mentioned in their application regarding age limit? There's
no,
nothing
no,
mentioned.
no,
Okay. If
no.
you are interested in doing research, you have the background, you have all the documents ready, you can apply.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. Regarding age limit, it is clear. Fine. So you also mentioned the some of name of the universities and institutes they are familiar, and they in US they are even eager to accept Indian students because of their hard working nature and the value they can add into. Okay, so that's kind of sum up regarding what we needed to understand regarding doing PhD, and as finally as I mentioned that doing PhD in India and abroad. So one more thing that is regarding the exams in India that people are aware of, that is CSIR NET and also GATE examination. So doing this examination in India do something or add something to the application process. As you mentioned earlier that GATE might help in terms of applying out there. So what is the status of CSIR NET? I think the
See,
preparation of CSIR NET will definitely help you to understand a lot
Definitely. Like I can't say more about this because I will give you my example. I So in Germany, when you apply for masters or anything, you need to give a screening test. Like it's a similar basis test. And I prepared for IIT JAM and TIFR, and I didn't prepare anything for the abroad because I was always in the mind, okay, COVID year we won't be allowed to go get into. But preparing for IIT JAM and preparing for CFI GS exam helped me to crack all the exams in abroad. So it's very important. GATE will give you direct access to lot of colleges in Singapore, lot of colleges in Germany, and even like if someone is giving GATE apart from biological science or life sciences, they have also direct selections in a lot of colleges in US as well. Like they also as a substitute for like in Singapore in Asian countries, GATE is used as a replacement for GRE, But in US, GRE is not required, so that's the case. But GATE is very important. People are not that much aware of CSI and NET, to be honest, because I don't know the exact reason, but people are aware of GATE. So.
GATE and GATE can help in this part.
Yeah.
If you clear GATE life science or GATE biotechnology, you have that fast track process to do that. And regarding the interview process, as you mentioned, one thing also while talking I figured it out in interview, as you said, the interview process is in the video call or is in the written interview. Is there any kind of written tests are there in the interview of the application, or is just a video call and discussing about the question related to technique or the question related to the overall fundamental questions about?
It's video call interview, and mostly it's based on what you have worked. So it's similar to the interview if you have faced during your masters, like during your TIFR exam or TIFR interviews. They will ask you, okay, they will give you a situation, okay, if you have this thing in your place, what will be the techniques that you will be using? So interview, I would say more of 30% of this technical discussion about your thesis, about your research work, and 70% of what you want to do, why you want to do, what is your goal, which are the labs you're targeting, how are you going to use this degree. So more on that sense. So it's 70-30 distribution.
And average interview duration time for the process?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. Is there any panel or any individual lab head?
There will be 3 to 5 interviews based on if you're applying to a grad school, and if you're applying to and there might be 1 or 2 rounds depending on that. And if you're applying directly to the university or directly to the lab, normally there is 1 or 2 interviews.
1 or 2 to the university. All right, so I believe you have the idea regarding the 5 important steps that is required for you to process to clear in order to be eligible and ready to apply to do PhD abroad. And all the 5 steps are clearly discussed in here with lots of details, and I believe most of your queries that you might have is already resolved because I have asked the question myself. And if you still have any query, you can ask the query in the comment section. I'll be trying my best to answer them. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends who aspire to go outside of India to do their PhD work or their master's works outside of India. And if you want to know more from Vibhash, you can contact him. The details are there in my webpage. The link is in the description. You can click that link and directly connect with him, and he'll be happy to help you regarding writing of the SOP, trying to find out more the part of the documentation part. He will help you to do that in his own time. Obviously, it will help you to understand. So if you are aspiring candidate to do PhD outside of India, then watch all the videos that are there in this series. This series of videos is going to be very important for you because we have some more videos which will clear more doubts if you want to apply for US, whether it is good for you to apply for UK or good for you to apply for European countries or good for you to apply in India and stay in India. All the queries will be resolved in this series of videos. So watch the series of videos in order to clear all the questions in your mind. See you in the next video.